Hello there. It is, I don't know why I say November, dumbass. It is March 31st. Making sure it's not 30th, right? Okay. My bad. March 31st of 2025. It is about, I honestly forget. Around, I don't know, 8:30, something like that. So, just gonna walk on back to the dorm. Anyway, so today's been overall pretty nice day. Unfortunately, I overslept by, you know, about 4.5 hours or so. I guess I was tired. I mean, but even even though I got about 10 hours total, something like that, right? I'm feeling tired now. It's like I've been up for like less than about 5 hours or so than I normally would be, right? On a Monday. Anyways, so do have to do, an extra labor hour tomorrow, yay! But in all seriousness, I'll be fine. I'll live. You hear me complaining about 3-hour work shift when people normally work 9 to 13 hours a day at least, like every day, including Saturdays and Sundays sometimes. Perspective real fast right there, but yeah, see, I was gonna go that way, but there's a giant ass puddle, super muddy, and I don't really want to walk through that, so I'll just do it's not a shortcut, but long cut, I don't know. Longer way around. Anyways. Unfortunately missed one class, but it's fine. Didn't miss too much, I don't think. Already read the document for next class, which is great. I didn't understand a lot of it, but I tried. Probably make more sense once the teacher explains it, because I was like, scratching my head the whole time with this one. But anyways, although what philosophy document doesn't make you feel that way, to be real, unless you're I would say unless you're a philosophy major, but I don't think that's even necessarily true with that sometimes. Anyways, I also had had my umpteenth meeting in these few weeks. It's just a more frequently normal part of my college experience now. Woo! But it went well. It's great. Super nice lady. And then I got to do one tomorrow. Different thing, but it's fine. I'll have to buy meet with a healthcare provider and all that for a health study abroad form. So yippee! But I really wish I had my coat with me, because it is fucking cold now. But I'll live. And weather's been like weird today and yesterday because so like yesterday it was like humid in like the morning, and then it was nice, and then it like stormed the shit out last night, and then it was warm and cool, and now it's cold again. I don't understand what's going on. I swear there's some weird ass stuff going around, but I'm not talking disease because I haven't really heard too much about people being sick. I mean, a few here and there, but not great. I ain't gonna get sick, but at least it's not too commonly widespread around campus right now, so that's great. But I don't know. I'm not gonna say what it is all the way because I don't really get into it, but some weird kind of drama or something going on with one or two of my friends. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. It's not. I don't know. I mean, I think it probably sorted itself out, but I don't know. And then what? I mean, one of my friends' accounts got hacked recently on Discord or something, so we're all like, "Woo, buddy," because I said some very what's the right way of putting this? I sent a very explicit sort of Discord invite to a server, and for whatever dumb reason, I don't know, maybe he just wasn't thinking too much, but my other friends who was on there, who I invited onto that server, he was like, what happens when you click on the link? And I'm like, I didn't click on it. Are you stupid? Obviously, that's, sus. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I might want to have sex. No, I definitely do. But, or be stimulated mentally in that way. But, I mean, that's a very sus way of going about it. So, I'm not going to do that. Anyways. And then, what else? Well, I already did record a few Minecraft videos yesterday, and maybe over Saturday too. I'm trying to remember. I haven't got to editing yet. I don't know if I'll do any of that editing tonight because I'm feeling a little tired. I might just make the next video part or two of the a Minecraft movie server, and then just say, I'm just gonna watch TV now or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get a burst of energy and feel like, I mean, I still got at least a good few hours before I go to bed. So who knows? Might be in the mood for that, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so I just can't. I forget if I literally said this beginning of the video or whatever, but I came from a work reunion meeting here, so I was part of it earlier this school year. I didn't really feel like they were doing too much because they were kind of in the stage of trying to, set things up in a certain way here on campus, get a bunch of people interested, and I was like, I don't really feel like we're doing much anything, but they're starting to get a little more active now at this time of the year. Also didn't help that but the sort of campaign they were trying to set up can't even do anymore because stupid President Trumpo administration was like, can't do that, it's illegal. So I had to change our whole approach. But still persisting through, do active stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do necessarily just yet, but I'll also think about it, but I'll try to do something, right? Because, I just want to be, I don't just be sitting around all the time, I hear people talking about, let's go do this stuff. And I feel like I'm, actually doing anything to, contribute to that. I mean, I know I myself, I'm, I'd say, pretty privileged, even if I don't necessarily always feel that way. I mean, comparatively, I can realize that, right? I'm self-aware, but right, that that's no excuse. That's no reason to not do something, So, right, plus, I mean, a lot of my own personal beliefs don't even, even though, sure, I'm I'm a, straight white, Christian dude, right? A lot of my beliefs, don't align with a lot of these oppressive sort of people or structures and all that. But anyways, and of course, gotta tie my shoe because this is part of the video. It's not the same time, but it's like, every daily vlog video that I wear these shoes, maybe one of the other ones, I don't know. I gotta tie it at some point, at least one of them. So there you go. Fantastic. Lovely. Don't you get excited for that part? I know. Don't all start cheering out or something. But anyways, So I am kind of curious. I mean, I don't know. Probably. I feel a little weird asking this because. I reckon most of my viewers don't really know me necessarily all too well, right? Or maybe haven't seen too many of my videos or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be surprised. Do you guys think that I'm more introverted or extroverted? Just curious. If you want to answer that question, feel free. Feel free to leave something in the comment section down below. Tell me what you think. Please explain. I like to see people's reasonings. Also, if you had to guess. I mean, I know that. Okay, Enneagram aside, so I'm pretty sure about that one now. But Myers-Briggs wise aside, yeah, I know I did the videos a while back where I took the Myers-Briggs test and sociologics one. But yeah, if I still sometimes question those. I mean, not as much as I did when I was in high school, but because different priorities and all that now. But yeah. So I mean, so the type that I thought myself to be, which I don't know. I mean, I may very well be, right? Is INTP. Right, but I've also had a lot of times where I thought, either for myself or based on what some people told me, that I don't know, maybe I was, maybe I'm an ENTP instead, or something like that. So, I mean, yeah, I know I've done some of my own, looking stuff up on Google or whatever, or being in Quora or YouTube and all that, but I still like to get different, I like to get different perspectives, bits of feedback on stuff. So yeah, feel free to answer that if you want to. I mean, if you don't, that's perfectly fine, especially if you don't really know anything about personality typology. I mean, if your greatest priority is helping, is trying to argue why, or trying to think about, what my Myers-Briggs personality type is, then I think you're probably fine. Let's see here. Beyond that, already talked about videos. We talked about day. I already talked about that sort of stuff, I think. But well, I mean, I think I already said this, but you know, the A Minecraft movie is coming out on April 4th. So, you know, literally like 4 days, pretty much now. So, you know, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to go see it in theaters then, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe my family, we might get to go see it in a few weeks or something, or I don't know. If they release a word for it. If they release a video, if they release the disc form, that would be fantastic. I don't know when they do that. I'd say they could also put on a streaming service, but I kind of hate them. I hate the idea of people doing that, because I'm like, no, I don't want you owning my Minecraft. And I know I'm not the one. I did nothing to help make the game or whatever, but you know, point being, right? You know, it's like, right? I mean, it was already controversial enough that Mojang Studios be bought out by, Microsoft, in, early 2010s, right? But, it's like, I don't want that being, it'd be convenient to watch it on like Disney Plus or Netflix or something, but I'm like, I don't want them owning everything. Like, when I was younger, I probably would have felt differently, because I didn't really care, and I was like, well, convenience. But now I'm like, well, and I don't want big businesses, corporations owning everything. That doesn't seem okay to me. So, I'm willing to wait a bit longer, to have that be the case. For me to be able to watch the movie, but, or anything similar to it. But, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Anything else I want to say? I don't know. I don't know. Not always, of course. I know I've had, plenty of, daily vlog videos and dinner monologue videos and all that, right? Especially something can be really long, I know. But, it's like, well, I like thinking about stuff. I like trying to share information, engage with some people a little bit. A lot of part of the, whole daily walk thing here is just so that way I can, kind of just get some emotions off my chest, maybe a little bit, and also, it's a diary sort of thing, if you will, right? But also, one that I can, easily share with some other people, that they can engage with if they so desire. I don't know. I like the idea that, maybe I might try to, maybe create some kind of, talk series or something where it's like more, where the main focus of it is to try to engage with like specific, detailed, like, problems or concerns that people have, which I don't know. I may very well do. I'm not saying I'm against that. by any means, but I just don't know what that would be or how to go about that. I mean, if I know myself, which I do, duh, right, then, I like exploring all sorts of different kinds of ideas and stuff, and I feel like a lot of the times, not always, a lot of the times I'm, trying to talk about stuff, we're like, how is this related? Like, I promise you it is. It's like, these things are like, I'll get back to there. Like, I can, they're all related to me in some way or another. I don't know. Just jump from one idea to the next and all that, but, I don't know. I mean, most of the time I think it's fine, but, I don't know. It's like, I guess it's more so the thing of, like, where people might be like, well, how is this personally relevant to me, or like, or maybe more so as the question of, like, what are you trying to accomplish, right? Like, what message are you specifically trying to convey, right? And for myself, a lot of times it's like, well, I'm not trying to convey a specific message. I'm just conveying the thoughts that I already have, right? Like, why is this all like I'm not thinking conversation necessarily in terms of I'm trying to reach a certain point or make people do things. I'm just trying to talk to you. I'm just trying to inform you. I'm just trying to engage with you, right? And I might provide you with information, maybe to try to persuade you to do something, but I'm not trying, most of the time, I'm not necessarily trying to push people to do something. I'm just trying to, tell you what I think, or what I feel, or, information that I've gathered or something, right? I don't know. But, I don't know. Probably overstressing. Probably. Getting a little, particular about that, but it's fine. It's all right. It's all good. But, anyways, back in the dorm here. Don't really know too much more to say. Although, well, I didn't say it initially, but had some kind of, I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but some kind of like camping and like like some kind of like treats thing going on behind dining. It's like on the hill behind there, which kind of like, well, I should have gone. I should have gone and tried to, maybe enjoy some stuff and talk to some. I don't know. Maybe I might. Who knows? Maybe I might go over there. Do what's up, have some stuff, and then come back to the dorm and all that. I don't have any homework that I don't have any homework I need to do tonight. So, there's stuff I could do, but but I know obligation. Do I have to? Or I could totally just not. But I don't know. Anyways, another question I had for you all is if you've watched a bunch of My Daily Walk videos, or if you've at least seen a few here and there between beginning of well, I say this school year, but it wasn't exactly that. Or much earlier this school year, so in like late fall or something like that of 2024, right? My freshman year of college started, right? I started making these videos, daily walk ones and all that. To now, it's good. Would you even say that you maybe I don't know, maybe the stuff I've talked about, maybe in the way I've expressed myself, or I don't know, anything, I suppose, that I've maybe changed in any sort of ways. You know, even if it's just, probably small stuff, let's be real, you know. It's not even been, you know, it's only been like, you know, I started in October, I think it was, so it's been, you know, it's March, so October, November, December, January, March. You know, it's like half a month later. Half a year later, holy frick. Half a year later. So, yeah. I mean, almost 7 months or so, but I don't know. I am very curious to see. I know I said this like a bajillion times probably, but I am very curious to see how I will change, or how my videos will change from, even from now to, you know, across the, I guess, next couple of months, right? Especially when I go to Sydney, which, you know, I already said this multiple times as well, but, you know, be super big. I don't know what's awaiting me there. You know, I'm pretty excited. I don't know what kinds of people I'll meet, things I get to try, you know, cultural experiences I'll have, all the good stuff. You know, so yeah, I guess we'll just have to see, you know. But you know, it's not forever. It's just a few months. So, right, much easier to wait just a few months than, you know, a undefined, you know, potentially, you know, indefinite number of years for something that, you know, may or may not happen, right? So, anyhow, I guess I really should get going in the dorm here. I don't know if I will run back out to go get the, you know, s'mores or hot chocolate, whatever they had over there, but we'll see. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to my channel, like the video. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers before Easter. Currently at 75. So whoever subscribed to me in the last day or two, thank you, appreciate it, and I'll see you next video. Peace and bye.